Zionist is when I already told you what a Zionist is. Now you're trying to redefine what I said a Zionist is.
No, that's what they
Wait, gentlemen. Can I speak for a few seconds here?
No, you can't really.
Please.
Two military guys are talking
Actually, you're talking to three military guys.
Yeah, I don't know about this, dude.
Yourself, because you like hearing yourself a bunch. John, he's military, and I would live, eat shit, breathe, and die and fight for that motherfucker.
Okay,
only for the fact that he raised his hand twice at MEPS, and he went through fucking the Citadel, bro. Like, do you understand?
Maybe.
Do you understand?
I don't.
I mean, I can show you my doctor and voiceover guy. I can show you my DD-214. I have no shame in my game. I mean,
the officers. Where's your commissioning? You have your commissioning papers? You have your commissioning papers?
Yeah, you want to see my photos?
No, I don't want to see your photos, dude. Those are
no, voiceover. John went to the Citadel. Okay. He was an officer. Like military.
I'm a voiceover guy. I finished as a butter bar. I didn't progress past that. I was a PFC. I'll tell you my story.
Hey, just say you resign your commission and leave it at that.
Oh, I'm not gonna go into it. I'll just tell you my ranks. I don't need to tell anybody anything. My point was I was a PFC. I was a specialist. I was a sergeant. Then I finished as a second lieutenant butter bar, and I was medically disabled during active duty training, and that's the extent of my military career. Are you satisfied?
Sure, man. Whatever. Can't substantiate it really or corroborate it, so I don't know.
I can't.
Sure you can.
Dude. I mean, like, I can post.
Dude, I'm literally out here. Hold on.
I can post my DD-214. I can post photos.
I'm gonna call you right now on my other phone. Man, fuck this shit.
You don't need to call me. We're already on the phone now, doctor.
Right, really? Right?
It's true. Whether that's the thing about telephones is like they're becoming irrelevant.
Telephones are irrelevant there nowadays. People use Clubhouse like a phone call and shit. It's so strange.
You're not gonna pick up, are you?
I don't know.
No, because he's on the phone with you right now, brother.
He's trying to figure out what phone's ringing.
No, I don't see you calling me.
I'm calling you right now.
My phone's not responding.
The 0517 number.
Oh shit.
Oh, I see it. My bad. It's weird. It didn't come up.
Yeah, I just hung up on you, nigger.
Damn.
Oh, dude, I'm bringing nigger back. There you go. You're calling me.
Hi, is this the gay party line?
Hold on, let me put you on speakerphone here, oh.
Hi, is this the 1-800-FREE-SEX?
Yeah, I have to hang out. The feedback is horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, no, I can vouch for fucking, dumbass over here. I was talking to you, bitch.
Oh, fuck off, man.
That's timing.
So let's hear your dirtiest joke, and then let's hear your most racist joke.
Oh.
Who?
Not all of us, apparently.
Yeah, anybody who can answer those questions.
I'll start. Can I get my most racist joke out the way first?
Yeah, that's fine.
How do you keep a nigger from going out? Pour more gasoline on him.
Okay, what's your dirtiest joke?
That was pretty dark, Doc. That first one was pretty dark.
I mean, you could say, how do you keep a Democrat from going out?
How do you do that?
You pour more gasoline out.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to do something different.
I mean, I was thinking like you dump more money on them from AIPAC, maybe.
Maybe.
What do you do when you have a lawyer up to his neck in cement?
Take your foot off his head?
Stop laughing and pour more cement.
Okay. What's the difference between an algae salty fish and a lawyer.
What?
One's a scum-sucking bottom dweller, the other one's a fish.
That's a good one too. Okay, now let's hear your dirtiest sexual
Was
jokes.
it? Sexual?
Mm-hmm. Or sexist.
Sucking my dick, right?
Sexist? That would be blonde jokes for me.
What were you gonna say, voiceover guy?
Just the other day, the chick was sucking my dick, right? So she says, "Why do I always gotta suck your dick?" And I says, "Cause I can."
Hickory dickory dock. Andrew Dice Clay ran down my cock. The clown house crew, they struck two. We got two clowns and a hot house clown. So the point is, the Clown Podcast comedy show.
Hey, why are you over here trying to bust my balls?
Yeah, I don't know. That definitely was a Southerner trying to do a New York accent for sure.
No, that was my Andrew Dice Clay.
Okay.
Hey, hey, why are you trying to bust my balls?
Oh, yo.
So my CIA handlers are telling me that in accordance with Article number 666 and Section 666, I'm denying your request as your services are needed in the office. I'm directing you to report to the local CIA office immediately. You are to notify me upon arrival to your assigned CIA office.
Welcome to India. That was in an email?
No, that's what they text me every day.
Oh, Jesus. Who the fuck did you piss off?
I'm just like, don't you understand? I'm a free man.
Dude, you must have like Russian operatives after that ass. Oh, no, say no. I hear you.
Say no.
Oh, man.
Say no.
Yeah, no, people are trying to send me chats and shit. I hate that about the new update, man. The fact that people can interrupt you with like a little balloon.
I never go to the chat or the voicemail thing on here. I could care less what somebody voicemails me. I don't even want to look at it.
Yeah, I don't either. But if I accidentally hit one and then like they give me in the first 3 seconds about what they're talking about, and I feel like I want to have an opinion about what they're talking about, I'll maybe that's why I got the other account clipped.
Probably shoot the gun off.
Why is shooting a gun legally?
I don't know, because there's a bunch of pansies that run this app, dude. You know that.
But I'm doing it legally.
For sure. I'm sure they're aware of that, but it still hurt their fucking little feelings, you know. Still hurt their feelings, man. And that's the sad part about it. It's like, come on, man. If it didn't bother you, like, what the fuck are you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, but they'll run their mouth and talk about eating pussy to a woman they've never even met for the 5 seconds ago, and fucking call everybody names underneath the sun, and diminish a person's respect without even a modicum of second thought.
Well, that's just people. You know, people suck, dude.
No, people do not suck. Actually, people are the only thing there really is. And if you have that attitude, that's negative self-speech. And I gotta say, maybe you suck.
Nah, man, I hate everybody equally, bro. I just choose to hate some people a little less than others.
Well, that's a you problem.
Dude, I think of everybody as a friend until they prove to me they're not.
Yeah. And some people don't want to be. Some people do not want to be your friend anymore, and that's something that I've had to come to terms with, because I've got a lot of friends that don't want to talk to me anymore, and they do not talk to me, and they go out of their way to avoid me, and that's fine. But the truth is, if all you're going to do is be a chatterbox and be a monkey, I don't want to be your friend either. I evolve. I change. I move quick. I stay strong. I don't fuck around. I'm doing things here, and it may seem like I'm not doing things, but something comes from nothing, and that's a truth. And you may not like that maxim that you can create something from nothing, but the corollary is more money has been made from no money than money has ever been made from money. Look at these corporations that are worth $1 trillion, and they like Nvidia. It's all based on global politics, and that's why Hillary Clinton, it's the craziest thing. It's like when you get elected president, you're not just president of America. You become president of all the major corporations on Wall Street, and that power is very powerful. You literally become master of the universe. Rabbi Shalom.
Dude, I want
Slowly put the crack down, slowly put it down and back away.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Like seriously, I'm talking to you crayon eating motherfucking window liquor.
67 count, dude. Gotta have a built-in sharpener.
All right, yeah, I know. On the bottom, right-hand side of the box.
Wherever they're located now, I remember it used to be on the back. I think they got a front now, or something like that.
It's on the side, on the bottom.
All right.
Yeah, but no, man. Like, do you want there to be a $500 bill?
No, fuck no.
Why not? Because the price of inflation. Because you can't buy a house for less than $500,000 in California for a shitty ass 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
Brother, they got a 2-bedroom bungalow in San Francisco going for $1.5 million, dude. It's 600 square feet.
Well, you're making my point.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
but the point is if because of inflation we need to have a new $500 bill, can we have Trump be the person that's on that bill?
On the $500 bill, be Trump? You think?
I think it should be.
Jeez.
I think there should be another $2 bill issued and have Joe Biden be on the $2 bill.
That's funny. He wouldn't like that either because there's black people in the back of the $2 bill signing the Declaration, so he'd hate that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So yeah, that'd be
I'm vindictive on a high level. I'm a high vibration dick.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there. That's a good one. Shit, Joe Biden probably doesn't even believe in the Declaration of Independence, most likely.
Dude, and honestly, if you wanted to do a $1,000 bill, I'd put Harriet Tubman on the $1,000 bill.
I mean, that's respectable.
I mean, she'd be the highest denomination.
You know, they got that $1 trillion bill.
But she represents the spirit of America, right?
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, I've always thought of her as such in my upbringing.
Yeah, man, I don't even know how many great granddaddies you got to add in front of it, but one of my great granddaddies, he fought in the Civil War for the North, but he rescued like 200 something souls to the north of Mason-Dixon and shit. And he got killed by a Southern sympathizing captain. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, well.
You know,
brothers against brothers, fathers against sons.
If it even really happened, because there's a lot of weird photos from that shit.
It happened.
I mean, I'm not denying.
I live in the South. I know it happened.
No, I know there's some shit that went down, but I think it was all like, I think there's like more to it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the battlefield photos they show from the Civil War, there's like skeletons on the battlefield already, and the dates don't match to have skeletons. You know, they sell meat and shit on them.
Have you ever seen the pictures of Gettysburg?
I mean, I've seen some weird pictures that don't make no sense.
Well,
I know that America was broke as fuck in a cesspool when they started the Civil War, and they probably used it just to get financing from the Rothschild. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
No, what it was is like, before the Civil War, there were no taxes as far as like individual income taxes. There was no such thing.
Right, it wasn't 1913 is when they fucked us over on that one.
No. Listen. So what was happening is during the Revolutionary War, the northern states took a lot of loans from like other entities, like the Rothschilds and other, queens and kings of European countries. So they had to pay back a lot of debt for those liens that they took out in the north. But the South didn't take out any of those liens. We were all, gun carrying farmers down here. We were.
Right, that's another thing that really boils the narrative.
But hold on. We were the agriculture. And the thing is like, as the agriculture in the South, the only way that, like, what is now Washington, D.C., which, Ulysses S. Grant did, and I think, what was that,
something.
65 was the end of the Civil War, so I think it was
1865. 1865.
No, that was the end of the Civil War, but when he became president, like his third executive order was defining what Washington D.C. is, like 10 square miles by 10 square miles, and like, the South couldn't sue the North even though they won the war, but it was a legal secession from the South into the CSA, and it was a legal secession, but they invaded Fort Sumter, and the North invaded illegally against the South, and then because the way that we signed the decree that we end the war, we couldn't, go and sue them for reparations against what they had committed against us, because it was all based on a tariff. And, because before there were, income tax from individuals, you had tariffs. So if you were a guy that grew a whole shit ton of cotton and you sent 10,000 pounds of cotton to England, well, the government's going to take, the tariff of probably 10 to 20% of that cotton from you to pay for what became Washington, D.C.
Which is a sham and a half, because it's weird.
Yeah, but the problem was, before 1860, the South, the southern 5 colonies of the original 13, the southern 5 was paying like 65% of all 13 colonies to run the government. And then they came out with the Morrell tariff. And the Morrell tariff was going to add another 10% to their already 65. So then you're going to have the bottom 5 states paying in tariffs 75% of what it runs to the North, because the North was like industrial and they sold to themselves. And they knew how to like play the friggin' and the riggin' with the non-existent IRS at the time, but they knew how to play that game like legally. The point is, when 1861 happened, and then you had President Abraham Lincoln began the Civil War, the invasion of Fort Sumter. The first time that there had ever been an individual income tax onto any human being in the states of America, whether it be the Confederacy or the United, happened in 1861. And from 1861 to the end of the Civil War in 65, how many people became income taxed in order to be able to feed what became, under Grant, Washington, D.C.?
You gonna tell us? I mean,
and I land my plane.
What's the answer? What was the answer? How many people?
All of us.
Oh, well, we all are in Washington D.C.
Do you pay income tax?
Yeah. I mean, I have to. It's automatically taken out, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happened during the Civil War.
Yeah, but what about 1913, Jekyll Island, and institution?
Let's talk about Brunswick, Georgia, where I was born. Yeah, let's go back there again.
Brunswick, Georgia. Why are we doing that?
Because that's where Jekyll Island is.
I thought Jekyll Island was in New York, bro.
No, it's in Brunswick, Georgia. You talking about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all the powers?
Voiceover guy, no, you don't know what Jekyll Island looks like. It's a big resort for the rich, and it's in Georgia. And the rich from the north would go down to their southern estates because you're so rich and enjoy yourselves at Jekyll Island.
Wait a minute. Well, what about the island that they were at during the meeting at Christmas time? That was supposed to be off in New York somewhere, right?
No, it's in Georgia. No,
is that Governor's Island?
It's in Georgia. It's called Jekyll Island. That's where the famous.
That's where I was born.
That's where.
Why do we keep talking about New York and shit?
Because they're New York bankers and they formed the syndicate in Jekyll Island. It's a monopoly system. It's called the Federal Reserve. It's a private, semi-public government agency. Then they pay themselves out of their own pension pool and they pay the government out of their own fake fiat. They have the 100% guaranteed federal charter right to be the sole source of all fiat currency printing in this country. Everything is denominated in their monopoly. You can call it bullshit, but you can also go to their website if you like, young man, and you can apply for a job today, right now.
Where at the IRS?
No, at the Federal Reserve.
Oh no, I can't do that.
Well, it's a legacy institution. It's not going away. And the unfortunate thing is BLM shouldn't have broken into every Walgreens. What they should have done is protested the Federal Reserve. But unfortunately, they'll never know the true story because they can barely even read.
I mean, someone can read. I mean,
Really?
But we're not talking about Candace Owens. We're talking. Dude, but there are just as many dumb white people as dumb black people, and there are just as many smart white people as there are smart black people. The problem is there's more stupid people than there are smart people.
Have you ever seen the Have you ever seen the movie Network from?
Of course.
So I was listening to this scene where this black radical revolutionary is talking about how she's being cheated and she's never going to turn a profit. Do you know which scene I'm talking about?
No, I'm not familiar with that scene. Sorry.
So I'm going to play for you that scene. And I know that Doctor may not like me playing something, but please.
Yeah, I'll remove you from the room.
You can't. I am the.
I will remove you from the room.
Well, we'll find out if it works.
I know it won't, but I fucking want to say it anyway.
But I'm gonna play it for you because
don't
it's very fun.
Don't do that.
It's very short, and it's something important to realize because essentially all these people are technically just scammers.
How fucking long is it?
It's like 30 seconds.
Alright, I can deal with 30 seconds, you dick.
Can we just agree to disagree?
Can't we all just get along?
I probably won't even be able to find it. It's like impossible to find anything on YouTube now.
I know, right? It's just why you gotta check that's why you gotta search in Google, what's it called? Incognito mode? Search for incognito mode and look at the video to that. You'll notice a lot of change different in the algorithm. It's interesting.
Huh. Well, okay, here it is. It's called.
I've heard that a bunch in the last few months.
Until now, I went on the air in March.
So this is called Network, the Mao Zedong Hour Negotiations.
14th, it received a 47 share. The network promptly committed to 15 shows with an option for 10 more. There were the usual contractual difficulties.
Equal to 20% of 2 or except for such percentages shall be 30% free over 90 minute or longer television programs.
Every sum of that sub-licensing payment. We want to clear the definition here. Gross proceeds should consist of all funds the sub-licensee receives, not merely the net amount remitted after payment to the sub-licensee or distributor.
We're not sending Kitover overhead charges as a cost prior to distribution.
Don't fuck with my distribution costs. I'm making a lousy $2.15 per segment. I'm already depositing 25 grand a week with Metro. I'm paying Reamars 10% off the top.
Yeah. So my point is the transition.
You chase everybody out when you do that shit.
Oh, I don't care. I'm done here. So this is basically me doing it.
You didn't want to continue the conversation.
No, I'm closing out my show. I do a morning podcast.
Okay. And
I'm gonna go to the kitchen.
Like you need to put some more shit in your glass.
Fucking A, I need to go to the kitchen, get some more iced coffee, or get another beer. All right, well, let's continue the show. Don't leave the room, but
Fuck your Tecate, you fucking bag.
I'm going to the kitchen, and I'm gonna give you a fucking migraine.
What a crazy world. I am that guy, aren't I? The sheriff's a nigger. you alright? Just want you by my side tonight. Your love is like a dream come true. Let's be forever just me and you. You gave your body to me unconditionally. The feelings that we felt were true. But now that we are apart, you know you're still in love. And I'll always be here waiting for you.
Okay, so thanks for coming. I knew you was gonna come, and I can't thank you enough.
That was an original by Doc Brian Sellers. That was me trying to be in Color Me Bad in 1994. 19 years old. I wrote that song.
Damn. You know, one of my favorite verses is Psalms 34:10.
You didn't even hear it, did you?
Can we just agree that Psalms 34:10 is the best? And it says, "Those who trust in Brian Sellers will lack no good thing."
I don't come to change the law. I come to complete it. I don't know. I ain't heard that song in a long half a minute. But you're definitely, you're a baritone to my acapella. That one. I ain't heard that song in forever. I used to sing in chorus all the time. I used to sing in church all the time.
I was reading the letters of King Charles.
I heard that Tecate. I heard it.
I was reading the letters of King George III, and it was so interesting how he was so angry about the Catholic Church in Ireland. And he was saying that no country can be governed if they have a papist form of government. And so you can see how the founders of this country, it was not just a political revolution, it was a religious revolution.
Oh yeah, it was, dude. The IRA, in the 70s and the 60s, the Protestants against the Catholics,
Mm-hmm.
and the fight for, dude, yeah.
No, you missed my point. Is that there is a? Oh, I think you did. My point is that the Church of England is the King's Church, and he is the Pope of England. He is the king at the same time, and so it's not.
That's only because he wanted to divorce his wife.
My point is that the King of England.
Am I wrong or right? The reason he separated from the papal church in order to make the king of, or the Church of England, was so he could divorce
what
his
I'm
wife,
saying
right?
is,
wasn't it off with her head?
What I'm saying is the emperor can never.
Oh Jesus! You can't even answer a question anymore. You can't do it.
Okay.
You're being a delusional troll. I asked you a specific question, like a yes or no, and you digress.
Because I'm trying to bring out the point that when you see the coronation photos of Queen Elizabeth, she is the empress, the emperor. The emperor is the hierophant, which is the pope, the magician, and the fool. And so if you look at it in terms of tarot cards,
you just jump like fucking, a whole fucking millennia in the future.
no, I'm still here now. Be here now, be here now, Mr. Tecate.
No,
I'd like to say a brief poem to my can of Tecate.
Get a little more liquid because right now you're being obtuse.
Hi, my name is Hector.
You're being like a high-density concrete that doesn't have enough water.
Hi, my name is Hector, and I brew Tecate professionally in Monteverde, Mexico for the past 30 years. I'm the master brewer responsible for bringing you your wonderful aluminum can of Tecate from CVS. And I want to let you all know that Tecate is made with the finest quality ingredients grown on Mexicans. Well, some of us are going to make money in the commercial industry. One of us will. I'm pretty sure it's the guy drinking Tecate.
Dude, you wouldn't even know how to act in the Baja fucking race.
I bet you don't even have the patience to listen to me read you a poem.
I bet you I don't.
I bet you I won the bet.
I bet you I didn't take the bet.
I bet you can't even lead us in a guided breathing exercise.
1, 2, I got it.
Can you do that? Can you unload a full mag?
Wait.
Wait. Don't do it. Don't waste the ammunition.
Sit down and pee a little bit. 7, 8. Wipe my ass with some baby wipes.
And I'm giving this turkey $10 segment, another bite of this fruitcake. And Ellen, don't start no shit with me about a piece again. I'm paying Metro 20% for all foreign and Canadian distribution, and that's after recoupment. The Communist Party's not gonna see a nickel out of this goddamn show till we go into syndication.
Oh, come on, Lorraine. The party said for $7,500 was in production expense.
I'm not giving him pseudo-insurrectionary sectarian abuse of my show. I'm not giving him script approval, and I sure as shit ain't cutting him into my distribution charges. You fucking fascist! Did you see the film we made of San Marino jailbreak out demonstrating the rising up of the Seminole prisoner class infrastructure? You can blow the Seminole prisoner class infrastructure out your ass! I'm not knocking down my goddamn distribution charges!
Man, give her the fucking overhead clause.
That's you, Doc. You're the black guy with the gun who shoots it and says, give her the fucking money and shut the fuck up.
Why? Because I'm the only person that I've ever heard shoot a gun in Clubhouse besides me.
Let's get back to page 22. 5, small a, subsidiary rights.
Alright. Strike 1 for me.
Are you having you want to have a conversation with yourself?
Well, yeah, I just don't like hearing fucking,
you can't make yourself loving.
diatribe.
You can't make
of
yourself
bullshit.
unselfish.
No, I don't need to
And
hear
yet it's
dumb shit to
absolutely
prove your point.
necessary that
You can't prove your point with your own fucking intellect. Playing fucking dumb other shit pisses me the fuck off.
That's a you problem.
It's absolutely necessary. If we are going to hand over the direction of nature to nature, which is what it comes to, it's absolutely necessary that we let go of ourselves, and it can't be done. Not by anything that we call doing it, acting, willing, or even just accepting things. You can't do it. Why? All this is only 20 or 30 minutes from the heart of San Francisco. Not a human habitation in sight anywhere. I've been living out here for some months to write and to absorb an atmosphere that is different from the city, to try and find out what is the essential difference between the world of nature and the world of man. Because there's an obvious difference, like the difference of artistic styles. No one, for example, would confuse a painting by Leonardo with a painting by Picasso. And in the same way, there seems to be a complete difference of style between the things that human beings do and the things that nature does, even though human beings are themselves part of nature. On the one hand, nature is wiggly. Everything wiggles. The outlines of the hills, the shapes of the trees, the way the wind brushes the grass, it all wiggles. And for some reason or other, we find wiggly things very difficult to keep track of. And we say, well, let's get things straightened out. Let's get this ironed out. Let's get it all squared away. And then somehow we think we understand things when we have translated them into terms of straight lines and squares. Maybe that's why they call rather rigid people squares. But it doesn't fit nature. You know, wherever human beings have been around and done their thing, you find rectangles. We live in boxes. Our streets are laid out in a grid pattern. Why, they even dropped a grid pattern on top of San Francisco with all those hills so that cars run away. Because it seems that the human being really has a very simple kind of mind. And all this wiggliness is too complicated. I don't think it really is complicated. Because after all, it's very simple to move, say to erase something or to open and close your hand. It's perfectly easy because we don't have to think about it. Things become complicated only when we think about them. And that's because we're trying to translate them into a form of life which is very much simpler and cruder than the forms of life we're talking about. A triangle is very much simpler and cruder than a mountain, even though you may represent a mountain with a triangle. Human beings are just as wiggly as nature, and our brains are an incredible mess of wiggles. And that's the part of ourselves that we understand least of all. I'm afraid the problem is partly due to Mr. Euclid, who invented geometry, because he didn't really measure the Earth. He measured and gave us ideas about the very simple forms in his own mind. And perhaps we should come to the conclusion that he really had a rather weak intellect. Because sometimes when I'm in the middle of all this, I feel as if I were in the middle of an amazing brain. In other words, the brain is a network of interconnected neurons. And each one of those neurons is a fairly simple affair because it either fires or it doesn't fire. It gives you the message on or off, yes or no. But what we call things, the plants, birds, trees, they are far more complicated than a neuron. And there are billions of them. And they are all living together in a network. Just as there is an interdependence of flowers and bees. Where there are no flowers, there are no bees, and where there are no bees, there are no flowers. They're really one organism. And so in the same way, everything in nature depends on everything else. So it's interconnected. And so the many, many patterns of interconnections lock it all together into a unity, which is, however, much too complicated for us to think about, except in very, very simple, crude ways. But I am part of all this. it were, one of the cells in this tremendous brain, which I can't understand, because the part cannot comprehend the whole. And yet at the same time, I don't feel, like so many people seem to feel, that I'm a foreigner or a stranger in this world. Its aesthetic forms somehow appeal to me more than most of the aesthetic forms which men have produced. I feel in it as if, in the same way when you see a flower in a field, it's really the whole field that is flowering, because the flower couldn't exist in that particular place without the special surroundings of the field that it has. You only find flowers in surroundings which will support them. So in the same way, you only find human beings on a planet of this kind, with an atmosphere of this kind, with temperature of this kind, supplied by a convenient neighboring star. And so, just as the flower is a flowering of the field, I feel myself as a personing, a manning, a peopling of the whole universe. In other words, I seem, like everything else,